Whoa. Hello. Great time for my throat to get stuffed. Hello and welcome. We're going to be writing code today. I was pretty 50-50 up until about an hour ago whether I would be writing code right now or playing Legend of Grimrock. But I think I've got a little bit of a plan. We're going to be implementing a basic log window. It's just text that the server sends to the client to tell us what's happening in the world. Later on, we'll attach like a chat feature to it. But for now, we're not worried about that. We're just capturing events from the server and displaying them. And I think this is going to be our first instance of RPC from the server to the client. And I'm going to set up on attack, on death, and on use item as my 3 events. I don't particularly think this is going to be complicated. Let's make a new UI element. This UI inventory point. I'm going to move that here. Yeah. Oh boy. We're going to create the new element, put it here. We're going to call this chat log UI element. I mean, we'll just call it chat. We need to see the children. And inside here, I don't know if we need this VBox container, HBox container. Are we even using that? We're using the VBox. We really don't need to, though. It'll probably break a lot of things if I stop using it. But like, for example, this I think is safe. If we move this outside of the VBox, it doesn't do anything. Like it has no effect. Oops, that's not what I meant. Like it's still exactly where you'd expect it to be. There's a signal here. What is that signal? On VBox container GUI input. I guess that is doing something. So we'll mess with it in the future. VBox and HBox are like CSS grid. We'll leave it alone for now. We'll have to refactor a lot of stuff anyway. So we're going to go ahead here. We're going to make a new object. We're going to make it called the scroll box. The V scroll bar? Scroll container, that's what it is. All right. Scroll containers intended to work with a single child control. Use a container as child or control and set the custom minimum size manually. We can put a VBox in here. Okay. Chat container. Chat elements. Now where is this? Let's not put it in the corner up there. Let's move it somewhere smarter. And by smarter, I mean whatever. Can we set a minimum size on this? Inherits parent scale. Can we set a minimum size on this? Figuring out how to make this stretch properly is future me's problem. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to have a log handler. I don't know. We're going to have a function log helper. We could start making helpers. This doesn't feel like a handler. maybe we can make it a handler anyway. So we'll make a UI handler. I don't know. And one of the UI elements we need to register is where are we sending our chat messages? We'll send them right here. And then anytime we get a message coming in, we will create a new label, add it to the chat elements, and we're done. So let's make a new handler. Chat handler. Maybe I should say message handler. Nah. Naming things. We have to go and make this global in accordance with the ancient pact. Add. All right. Now, we're not doing anything here. We're not declaring ready here. In main, though, we need main on ready register the chat window. Register UI, and then we pass in this right there. All right. We'll go back to the handler. Let me just copy that. Var UI element equals container. Server says you died of dysentery. Oh, I see what you mean. Container. This is a container. Func register UI param is a container, and then we UI element equals UI param. We're done. We are registered up. We just needed one more function. Func message. Append add message. Message. Label equals label dot new. Tell me about your constructor. Do we just set text? Let's just set the, well, screw it. We'll just set the text. Label dot text equals message. UI element dot add child label. There we go. Identifier label. What do we call it? We've called a variable. There we go. We have our chat handler. The basic. We just need one more thing now. That's not true. We need several more things. So we have the scroll container. We're adding a label. We need the RPC to actually call this. Func send chat to clients. Message. Okay. I need to remind myself how this works because I have not used it enough. Any peer can use this. That's not true. It should be only the authority can use it. But what does that mean? Only the authority peer is allowed to call it, and mode should be kept as authority. Let's try that. Only the server should be sending that out. If sync is set to call remote, the function will be executed on the remote peer, but not locally. That sounds good to me. Does this mean should all of these be set remote, call remote? Is that the default? It is the default. All right, we don't need to set it. And also the default is authority and the default is reliable. So let's just RPC. We're going to send this chat to clients. So this is the client receiving it. And it should say, get the chat handler dot add message. All right, great. Now we just need to send this out. And I have 3 events that I want to catch on attack. So anytime we have a combat handler, right? Combat component. This is not right. This is still the RPC handler. I did it again. I want to look at the script, damn it. Usually the first stage is to print everything to server console so you can run headless later, then out to clients. We'll skip that. We need to, whenever we strike the target, also send a message to all RPC, everyone. The message probably shouldn't be defined here. That could be defined in the chat handler. You can have like an enum that's like attack message. Enum message dot attack message. That's not how this works. You go like this. And then we need a function, get text enum param int, because all enums are ints. Match enum param attack message return for 2 damage. And then we go back to the combat component and there's got to be a better way. Because I just want this to be a simple function call. I want this to be like RPC handler dot send chat to clients dot RPC chat handler dot get. It would be fine if I could just send just the ID, but I don't think that's optimal. Or is it? No. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that. Get text. What is the enum? I just defined this. I always keep forgetting. Message. It's lowercase m. Dot attack message. So we could just test that out just to see, does this work? Obviously it doesn't work because Identifier attack message not declared in the current scope. Is that what you want? Okay. Oh boy. Okay, we'll get this. All right, as soon as we attack, we should see a label. We see no label. Let's check our node. Do we have the UI? Okay, it exists. Does it have a lot of things attached to it? It does. Get out of here. Okay, if we attack, does it add another element? Why are they hidden? Eyes are off. Why are they hidden? Oh. Oh, and they're dead. This doesn't feel like it's the right one, because it should have been adding elements to it. Oh, it should have been adding them to this. Okay. Why are they? So, okay, the labels aren't getting added. That's just how it is. Let's dig a little deeper. Are we calling this add message function? The answer is yes, we are. All right. The answer is no, we're not calling this function. So go ahead and, oops. Are we getting to this function? Here we go. We're not getting there. Okay, that's the problem. We're calling strike target. We're definitely... Oh, I think I see the problem. If there is no health component, then get the health component. And then we call this function. We put this function in the wrong spot. That's the problem. Okay. This is not where striking happens. This is where getting the health component happens. This is where striking happens. Try again. We're getting here. Okay. Are we getting here? The answer is yes. We're getting here. We're getting called. Only one of us is getting called, though. No, that's actually fine. If I add another client, the answer is yes. Okay, so the RPC is working. So this is the problem. What is the UI element that we're looking at? It's chat elements. We're looking at the right thing. Okay, hold on. Back away. I want to... There's labels. They're in there. Why aren't they visible? Well, they're not visible here because this is the wrong client. Why aren't they visible? Hold on. Please hold. I wish there was a way to like keep on screen. It looks like they're behind the element. Huh. Why would that be? Is it because this is like a minimum size of -1 or something? Like, it's not visible, and we're not stretching because, I don't know. We can test this theory out. Let's go to main. This UI is in dire need of being reworked. Let's try adding a label to this. What happens? It's not visible. Okay. Thinking, why would this be? So if we make it really long, oh, we don't see it at all. What if we put it up here? Chat container is like, what? No, that's illegal. Okay, so it's visible if it's in this. It's visible if it's here. It's not visible as soon as it goes in this container. And this scroll container, all right. Godot, tell me about the scroll container. Add a label setting. Nope. Okay, how does this work? A container used to provide a child control with scroll bars when needed. Scroll bars will automatically be drawn at the right for vertical or bottom for horizontal, and will enable dragging to move the viewable control within the scroll container. Scroll bars will also automatically resize the grabber based on the control custom minimum size of the control relative to the scroll container. Okay. What if we set the custom minimum size to greater than 0? Yeah, there's the problem. It's because this thing is too small. Why? I can't move this. Oh, great. It's because we put it in the VBox container. What if we just don't do that? And then we can resize. I wish there was a way to be like, dynamically size yourself. We got to anchor this right there. I would like this to have a little padding. That would be nice. Having a container in here that's just responsible for padding. That could be your job. That could be your job. All right, well. This text is too big. And also, I would like, if I resize this, I don't want it to resize the text. I want the text to be a fixed size. That can actually be something that's like a config. Like we'll have an options menu that's like make the font bigger or smaller. That would be fine. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to resize this without like adjusting the scale. Adjusting the custom minimum size. I don't know. That maybe. UI, we're going to have a whole weekend on just fixing the UI. Let's just leave this alone for now. So delete this. I think this needs to go back in here. Let's make this a little smaller. There we go. I don't remember if my handler is chat handler. Oh, I defined that in main. Okay. I don't know if this is still correct. VBox container. That looks correct. All right, let's test it out. So server, get over there. Client. We should start to see this thing get silly amounts of messages. There it is. All right, I forgot the format. No, I didn't. We're not doing formatting yet. How are we gonna do that? Because we're getting this here. The combat component. We have an attack target. I think we also have the parent. We don't have the parent. Okay. So we can say something like, dot format get parent attack target 1. And there's only like a 30% chance that this crashes as soon as we try it, because it'll be like, you can't turn a node into a string. No, we're good. Can we set the font size to like incredibly small? Label dot dun 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 dun. Whatever. It works, okay? That works. Let's add an on death chat message. So we'll go to our chat handler and this why did I put this? Oh, right. I think there's a world where we refactor this soon, because I learned about resources today. I didn't know those were a thing in Godot until today, and I think those will probably be a better way for us to store strings. We'll just store them in a resource file, load them when the time comes, and then not have this giant honking match switch case array. But until then, message.death message return died. And then let's have a use item message. Unity has scriptable objects. Godot has resources. Deja vu. Return used. All right. Fortunately, we have exactly the place on death right here. RPC handler dot send a chat to clients. Chat handler dot get text. Chat handler dot message dot death message dot format self. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, note that. That's not what I want. Is there a way to tell this thing to always stay at the bottom? Because that's what I want. I didn't see a death message. Uh-oh. Okay. Well. I'm gonna sort this out offline. Make the offline, make the label box better. Okay, so I do see a death message. It's not here though. It's here on the server. Zero mob died. Why is that? The thing is, this should only be happening if we're the multiplayer authority. The server. The server should be doing this. Oh, we're not RPCing. That's why. RPC. Whoops. Well, I wish Godot would actually not let you call functions that have the RPC annotation like that. That would be a oh shoot, we're targeting ourselves. That would be a great addition. All right. Please die. Oops, we died. That's weird. They died and then we did 1 damage to them. Why would that be? Do we have to do a check when we do damage to them? Do we have to do a check and say, did this kill them? No, we still want to report that we did damage. We just would like the damage to finish first before we report the death. That's a weird one. Okay. Go here. We don't need to know the UI element. That works. We're good. We're set. Let's look at this. Let me think. So we're subtracting HP. Oh, it's because this happens after we subtract HP. That should fix that. First report the damage, then do the damage and resolve any additionals. Okay, let me just drink some water while I very gradually grind this bat to a death. Oh, should make sure this works with the multiple clients. They died. All right. We just have one more thing. Let's go into our item. When we use, before we use, let us go ahead and call our RPC handler dot send chat to clients dot RPC chat handler dot get text chat handler dot message dot use item message dot format x self. All right. Let's go ahead and get you to go grab that potion. We'll use it. X used 0 item. Okay. I'll just say X here. We can get the collectible component and see who owns us. That's actually not that hard, so I should just do it. I was going to say, I'm going to refactor all of this, so I don't really want to invest time into it, but like, it's not that hard, so just do it. Item, collectible component, give me this. Dot parent. Sorry, dot collector. All right, let's test that out and then we're done. This looks jank, but we're done. Character body 2D 13598185574 used to 0 item. This will be a lot better when we have names for things. That's not coming soon. That's at least half a week away, if not more. So we're done. Let's go ahead and bring this up. Done. All right. Now I want to get the mob moving. We're going to implement a new component. The component is called the think component. The component's job is to tell us this thing needs to be updated regularly, and then we can put think logic in the whatever, and it can do things like move. It can do things like pick targets. It can. We put our AI there. We're putting our AI there. So let us make a new component. Create new component. Think component. This is not how that works. No, we need to make a new scene. I'm sorry. Think component. This is not how we make scenes. But I did it anyway. Okay, this is not a complicated component. All this really is gonna, nope, that's not true. We need to register it first. We're gonna go into our object handler. Var think component list dictionary equals blah. Think component list dot erase holder param. Yep, that sounds like words to me. We're going to go ahead and copy paste a new function. All right, then we're going to go ahead and copy paste this function. Back to the think component, we're going to go ahead and name this class. We're going to keep track of our parent. That's actually going to be very important for this because we're not going to put the think logic in here. We're going to put the think logic in the parent. Node 2D, I don't know, actor. No, it's just a node. It's at least a node 2D. That's not guaranteed, actually. But for now, on ready, we need to register ourselves. Object. Let's not reinvent the wheel. We've done this a million times. We don't need this. I don't think we have a signal. I don't think we want to emit a signal every time we think. Think component. What? Okay. Okay, great. We're just going to have func think parent dot think. So, we need to make sure that our mob has anything that we give a think component needs to have a function think. And this is where we do the magic. But before we do that, let's breathe some life into this think component. So in main, you have a new job, main. Func physics process. I need the think list, the think component list for thinker in think component list dot. How do I get all of the values, not the keys, values? Thinker dot think. All right. Just to test, we're going to just go ahead and here print thinking. Hold on. I almost goofed. Only the server should think. If multiplayer dot is server. Return. Why is no thinking happening? Are we calling this? Print. Yep, we're calling this. Oh yeah, we're calling it. We're calling this way too soon. We should probably also have like a on server start. I think we do have that. Spawn starting items. Var started equals false. Func started equals true. That could just be a lambda function, I bet. Why don't we just prove that we can do lambda functions? Callable func x started equals true. Oh, I have to do this. Expected the opening after, okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. Does that work? Okay, hold on. How is this happening? How come some of these are true, some of these are false? This should not be getting called unless... Instead of started equals true, we could do like node dot physics process stop. and no.physics process start. Godot stop and start physics process. The client is submitting a chance to attack the service and inspect success and results. I missed that message. I don't know. Set physics process equals false and set physics process is true. Okay, so okay, only the server is calling this? Excellent. There we go. We're good. All right. So we are calling this. So we're here, but we're not thinking. Let's try printing the thinkers. Oh, I'm sorry. Mabi. I see no thinkers. All right, let's go up, back up one, because that function is not returning. Oh, wait, did I? Oh, I know what the problem is. I never added a thinker to this. So, of course, it's not going to be thinking. Duh. All right. I'm a dumb. All right, let's thinking. There it is. We're thinking all over the place. We might be thinking too hard. Maybe we should pass in the delta. The delta should be the same every time, but well, it's not, you know, whatever. Pass it in anyway. Go up here. Delta float. Delta float. Oops, don't. That's not how that works. Back to here. Delta float. Okay. We can like build some logic here. So some basic logic. What did I have written down? Mob gets one. Every physics process called think. Think compound is called parent. Okay. 10% chance per second. So we need to track how many seconds have passed. Var seconds. 0. If we add the delta to the seconds. If seconds is greater than 1.0, seconds minus equals 1.0, do a think. If randi range from 0 to 9 equals 0, we can change, we have a mover component. So we can go into our mover component. What is in a, what do we got in our mover component? We can set our target loc plus and minus 32 times randi range to -2. Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, if we hit this, then we get our mover component. Dot target loc plus equals, we need to give it a random vector, 32 times randi range -2 to 2, 32 times randi range. This is not going to work because it needs to be a float. Can we just do rand range? No, I actually want it to be this. I'm pretty sure this is going to fail, and we need to cast it as a float, but let's test it without that. Maybe Godot will impress me. All right. The mob should just randomly move now. / randomly crash. Maybe I should increase the odds of it happening. Print seconds. Is it because why aren't they moving? The movement handler should be moving them. Because we were definitely experimenting with, like, what if their target loc was set to something to 0 and all of the mobs would just move? Yeah, we have the physics process here. That should be moving them. Why isn't it moving them? Print. Yep. Okay, let's go ahead and print this. And then let's print it again. And then let's also print a yep. So let's see what we're doing with. We are adjusting it. That is being adjusted. But it does not seem to be coaxing anything to move. Now, why would that be? I just noticed there's no synchronizer here. That would be in the mover component. The mover component should be responsible for synchronizing, right? Let me go just double check. Yeah, we have a position synchronizer. Okay, so it's not like they're moving on the server, and I just don't see it because I'm a dumb. Wait a minute, why is this empty? It's getting set up. Okay, they should be moving. Let's go ahead and put that there. Let's check the remote. That game is empty. This one has mobs. Are you moving? Position? Position is not moving on this one. And it's not moving on this one. Okay. Let's figure that out. Mob. Why aren't you moving? So for not the multiplayer authority, return. If navigation is finished. Oh. We can't just change this. We can't just change this. We should just make this _ target loc. No one should change this. We should be using this target move function. That's the problem, because our navigator that activates our navigation. That's fine. Would it be better to just have a setter for target loc instead of this target move? It might be better. Instead of this, we're going to call mover component dot set move. What was it? Target move. And then we're going to pass in the existing location plus our little modification. And that's going to work now. We're going to have dudes moving invalid access to property because we renamed it. Thank you very much. Look at that. Our dude's moving. You're going all over the place. We maybe got to turn that down a little. Okay. Offline to do. Make the mover component dot target loc have a setter. Remove set. What is this? Remove target move. We'll just get rid of that. Just use the setter. It's better. Cleaner code. Let's make this 1 out of 9. There's one more thing I want to do. We need it to look for players. If there's a player within 400, that's the number I chose. Then, hey, go murder that player. I also want to set var move cooldown. Yeah. Okay. These guys should move, but rarely. That one moved. Okay, it works. Good. It's not common. Doesn't need to be. So what we're gonna do, we need to check all components. What component can we look for? Mover component? Look at all mover components. Get the player attached to them and say, hey, are you a player? No, that doesn't feel, that feels very inefficient. We should have like a player component. I don't want to have to go through each and everything that's registered and be like, are you a player? No. Are you a player? No. Are you a player? No. That's inefficient. But I don't know if there's a way to get with the way we've set things up, is there a way to get just the players? We have an input handler. That input handler has a player. It doesn't have every player. This could just be a case where we go to our object handler and we create a player list. What do you mean could not find mob? It's right there. I never named it? Ugh. Alright. Func add player param, player list, append player param. Let me do that again down here. Yeah. Okay, and then where were we calling add mob? That's probably legit. That. Oh no, this needs to be add player. Sure. All right, now we're the mob. We can get. We have for I a player in object handler dot player list if player dot position dot distance to self dot position is less than, what did I say, 400? 400 seems very far, but I'm going to trust myself. Okay, first of all, if combat component, if we don't have a target already, set target. I should just make that a setter. Set target. Make the combat component dot set target instead be a setter for attack target. Hey bud, hey bone. Welcome, welcome. We're making progress. We almost got this think figured out. Else, let's set our move target equal to the player position. Can't stay, but things are looking better each time I look. Keep up the good progress. Thank you. Yeah, it feels almost like it's coming together. I would feel so much better if I was better at UI design. That's literally the one thing that's like draining me right now. If this didn't look so jank. All right. Yeah, instantly crash. Cannot set property or key set target with the type character body 2D player on a based object type node. Okay, wait a minute. This should take in a node. I'm sorry, what? This takes in a target param. Target param is a node 2D. Did I? Oh, did I? This is supposed to be a function. That's supposed to be a function. Whoops. Yes, it takes so long because I'm not good at it. It's a skill. It's a skill. It's a valuable skill to have. I will not underestimate anyone who's like, I'm a UI designer for games. I need 2 of you. Been working on post-run stat screen for almost 2 weeks. Should have taken like 2 days. Ooh. Best of luck. Best of luck. I'm going to be in that boat in a month, maybe 2 months. I am fully expecting to spend 2 weeks refining the UI. We're going to have UI weeks. But, gotta fight through it. Combat. Okay, so we have a target. We just need to set our mover components dot set target. Oh my gosh, come on. What is it? Target move equal to the combat component dot attack target dot position. That means the mob should chase us now, and it should attack us. If we get within 4 hundo. We're within 4 hundo. Why isn't it? Invalid assignment of property or key target move with value of type. Oh, did I did it again. Let me just set this function equal to the... That's not how you use functions. That Steam just ran out completely once I got to the visual UI stuff. But yeah, good luck, dude. I'm Huddies. Have fun. Thanks for stopping by. Best of luck. Ooh. Oh, what is... Okay, no, that was just luck. All right, we're in range now. Oh, no, we're getting chased. We're getting chased. Can we get all 3 of them fighting us at the same time? This is the game. Excellent. I thought, okay. I thought they should have aggroed a lot earlier. But it could be, it could be that everything is working as I expect it to. Are they attacking me? Oh man, I really... Oh no, that's not good. They should not move when they have me as a target. Why are we not attacking them? Hello? Why is that happening? No, I get to attack them. Wait a minute. I didn't sign up for this. This is not fair. Okay, hold on. That's weird. I have no idea why that would happen. By giving them the ability to think, we have made them unkillable. Okay, we're in range. At no point are we attacking them. Combat component? What the heck? I've even got this print line here telling me the distance. Or is this the distance of the mob attacking us? Okay, I'm not gonna fight. Okay. 16. 33. 16. Okay, we should see two sets of things now, and we don't. So we are not attacking anymore. We are not attacking. Why is that? What is powering this? I can't remember. Is it the player? Do we have a... No, it's not the player. Is it the mover? It shouldn't be the mover. How is the mob attacking us? See okay, let's combat component. Oh shoot. This is supposed to just automatically work and I don't have to think about it, but it's not. Where are all the physics processes? We got the mover component here. The combat handler does have a physics process. Okay. Oh no. We're not a mob anymore, so we can't do this. Easy fix. Okay, combat handler. Makes sense. Player. All right, there we go. Let's fight. Why did you back up? Okay, whatever. Don't worry about it. We're killing them. Oh, look at all those messages that we can't read because the thing is too big. And also all the health bars are overlapping. Okay, that's a problem. Okay, so we can't fight 3 of these things with our current stats. Good to know. We can't die, so whatever, I'll still win. But just out of curiosity, I wanted to know how the math would line up. We need to go into the mob. Do not move if you have an attack target. Yeah. All right, great. This works. We have a think function. It does the things that I told it to do. Great. I only had one more task. We're only an hour in. I only had one more task. That's not true. I had 2 more tasks. On attack, whenever someone takes damage, make a little number appear and then have it like float up. I didn't think I would get to this, so I don't really have a lot of brain dedicated to making this happen. But we have a combat handler. The combat handler does all the damage. Sorry, the combat component does all the damage. So, or we can go to our health component, and whenever we emit the on change signal or the subtract HP signal, we can create a label, add it to wherever the parent is. We'll attach it to main, add it to wherever the parent is, and then We'll tween it up to move up like 100 pixels and then die. Or, I mean, disappear, whatever. Why not? Okay, var label equals label.new. Label.text equals I, string I, label.modulate, color 100. We want it to be red text. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not a function. That's a property. Mobby. Then we create a tween. Oh no, I'm sorry. We need to input handler dot main dot add child label. Position. Yeah, because we're not tracking the parent. And we should. Var parent. Parent equals get parent. Okay, let's just see what this does for now. It's just gonna drop a bunch of numbers onto the screen. That'll just exist there forever. And it's not doing that. The reason it's not doing that is because they're probably popping up on the server. If I move down here, do we have, yeah, okay. There's numbers, but they're on the server. That's not what we want. I guess we need to, I mean, it's okay if they pop on the server. What they need to be popping up on is this onChange function, because they are getting changed. Yeah, we shouldn't go through this function. We should just go through the setter here. Let's create. We have the onChange signal. onChange dot connect. Create damage num. What is this called? What are we calling this? Red num. Func. X. Okay, and this is health. This is our current health. This is not the change in health. So we need to we don't that doesn't work, because this gives us the current health, but not the previous health. Unless we track the previous health, which is annoying, but var previous health. Or I could just emit the signal onChange health delta. What is connected to this? Sync connected bars. Okay, so the health bar is synced to it. I'm assuming that's this health bar. On health change. It's connected here. Okay. So we could just update this function to say delta. Whoops. And then we have the health component emit health minus I. So if health is 20 and we're getting it set to 15, the delta is 5. Okay, that should work. So we connect I delta. Okay, that should be it. Invalid key or property position on a base object of type nil. We have no parent when this function is being called. How is that possible? Okay, we should, if delta is greater than 0.0, return. What? Invalid assignment of property key value with value of type int on a base object of type node 2D health component. What? Oh, health is an int. So but why is this confused? I don't understand. Get signal connection list on change. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. We should just scrap this thought. Let's just make a new signal, or we don't need to make a signal. We can just call the function. We can just be like create rednum I. Create red num health minus I. All right. Invalid key. What? Oh, or parent or not parent. If there's no parent, just give up. We're not ready. What do you mean? We're not connected. Oh, we're still connected. Disconnect. We're not doing that anymore. Okay. Now, where's my number? I didn't get a number. Hold on. Is it showing up on the server? Okay. Are we calling this function? Okay, we're calling it. We're just not passing past this for whatever reason. You know what we could do? Instead of adding this to main, we could just add this to the parent. Then we don't even have to set this. We're trying to create a red num. I and parent are I parent. I and parent are one. We're doing this backwards. That's the problem. I minus health. Okay. That should work. That should... Oh, we've taken 30 damage. Get crammed with numbers. Get crammed with numbers. All right. This works. Let's keep going. Var tween equals create tween. Tween dot... Excuse me. I've never memorized how to do tweens. Godot. How to do tween. Tween property. Create property. Set property. Okay. How do you use a tween? Tween.tween property. Label. Position. And it needs to actually be in quotes. And this doesn't need to be in quotes. We want to increase it by 64 over 1 second. Uh, 0.64, negative 64. We want it to go up, and that's negative 1.0. Okay, and then tween dot tween callback. Label dot queue free. Okay. What do you mean cannot return value of call the queue free? Because it returns void. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do that then. It'd be nice if it faded away, but yeah, no, this is good enough. The font sucks. Hey, work in progress. Get a font that doesn't suck. All right, let's do one more test. Server, client, second client. I think that's working. I think I see 2 1s. The problem is they're just like overlapping. That's something we can fix with a better font. I mean, I shouldn't say that. It might be possible that it's not true. But these look synchronized, and that's what counts. All right. We're gonna say that's done. No, we're not gonna say that's done. We're gonna tween property label modulate color 100.2. Oh, 1.0. Oh. I mean, that's not terrible. I thought they would happen in parallel. How do I make that happen in parallel? I mean, I don't hate that. I would mess around with that. To do offline, mess around with the tween. Could also add a green number whenever we heal. Okay. Tween it randomly left and right. Also create, I don't have these animations, so I'm not doing them. Blood splatter, I also don't have that. Sound handler, I'm gonna hold off on that because for Martian Crawl, I did not look at sound buses because I was in a hurry. But I'm not in a hurry now, so I should just research sound buses. Maybe there's a smarter way to implement a sound handler. I will be creating these, adding them in offline, probably. Blood spatter, we can add that as our first decor. To do otherwise done just the tween. Add text box to network UI component. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. There's our network UI component. It doesn't ask you for anything, like a name. So that's something that we kind of want. So let's add line edit. And then let's just, by default, name. If you don't give it a name, that's fine. We'll just give you a random name, which, it's kind of what we're doing already. What I would like is, oh boy, what am I doing? Where am I? Player, who am I? Where's the network handler? When we start a client, because that's how this works, right? We click the button and it just calls start client. Let me just confirm that. I did not expect to get this far. Yeah, okay. We're just calling network handler.start client. we shouldn't do that. I mean, we should do that. What we should do is RPC to the server and register our name. And we should get a response that says like, yeah, you're in. And then we start the client. Or if the server says, I already have this player, get lost, then we don't do any. Then we return an error. And that's not complicated logic, but I have to do it, and I didn't plan I'd get this far, so I'm just gonna wing it, I guess. So can we make an RPC call before we've made a peer? Hold on. Okay, so we're calling the start client function. It's okay if we connect to the server so that we can at least do RPC calls. When do we make a player? Multiplayer peer. Let's go to the main, because this is when the spawning happens. On ready. I mean, maybe we shouldn't do it on ready. We should do it on when the server says so. So maybe we should make that an RPC call. Actually, we don't need to make it an RPC call because we have a spawner here. So if we make the player on the server, it should just happen on the client for free. So we need a data object to store our name if we're a player. Should we store that in the player? Or should we store that in like a helper or a handler? Like in the network handler. I feel like that makes more sense in the network handler. We track in the network handler. We track who we've got connected. The names of who we've got connected specifically. I'm scared to play with this because I do not have the context for how the network UI works in my brain. Var player name equals string. Var connected players equal array string. Is that right? This feels like something I should. This feels like whatever I do is going to be wrong, no matter what. So what we can do is in our network UI, we can get the line edit result. Line edit dot text. Thank you. Sorry, we're not doing that for the server. The server does not get a player. Not yet, but the client does. The client will try and start. We'll hold off on making this disappear. This might be something where we're like await signal, connect to signal RPC. This function gets called await. If we get the success signal, then we hide this. No, we shouldn't do that, because if we never get the success signal, we're just hosed. Let's go to our network handler. We need to player name param. Okay, so we create a client. We set the multiplayer peer. I should look into the multiplayer object more. We've got the name, but that's a different name. Owner, I don't know what that is. Process mode. It would be so sick if there was like a get name of client, and name is what you think it is, what I think it is. Oh, this is just node. All right, whatever. Player name equals name param. No. Is there a way to get a return value from an RPC? Godot return value from RPC question mark? They are unidirectional and do not return values to the caller automatically. The function being called via RPC or RPC ID executes on the remote peer, and the original calling function continues immediately without waiting for a response. We have to implement a callback mechanism. Okay. Yeah, we can set up some signals. We can await a signal. And then we can have an RPC that's just like return signal true or false. And if we get a false, then actually it doesn't need to be a true or false. It could just be return an int. If it's 0, we're good. If it's any other number, we get the error code associated with that int, and then we return that. Do enums start at 0? Godot. Do enums start at 0? They start at their integer value at 0. Okay, that's great. I know how to do this. I just don't want to. I just don't want to do this. This just feels icky. This feels gross. This doesn't feel right. This feels illegal. I feel like I shouldn't do this. All right. Well, let's call RPC handler dot assert player name param. And then we go to our RPC handler. Boy, this is gonna get gnarly huge. Maybe we should not be putting all RPC calls into the one handler. Oh well. RPC any peer. I mean, like set move target, that could probably just be in the mover component. And the set attack target, that could probably be in the combat component. Move item can stay here. Use item, that can be in the item. Actually, both of these can be in the item. Huh. I'm going to make that a to-do. No, I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to think about it. Think about just not having an RPC handler and moving all of the RPC calls to components. Or we could move them into commands. Half of these are commands anyway. All of these should be commands. I mean, like this can stay. That could be in the chat handler. Whatever, I'll think about this later. We need to make this function happen. Func assert player name param. Okay, so we're going to go to the network handler for name in network handler dot connected players. If name equals name param, then we have a signal to set. Signal response code. Is that how that works? Because I want this to return an int. Oh no, okay, that's not how that works. Code. If name equals name param, we should get the sender. Then we return error code 1. Then we else, oh no, return. Otherwise, network handler dot connected players dot append name param send response code. That should be RPC. Sender ID 1. RPC ID sender ID 0. Func send response code. Code param. What am I doing with my signal? I'm emitting the signal. Okay. Emit signal code param. So we await the signal in the network handler. RPC handler dot response code dot connect no wait, I don't need to connect anything, but I do need to await dot response code. Is there a way for me to get the value from here? Var x equals, does this work? If x equals 0, we're golden. Network UI dot party. we emit an on player join. That is going to tell the network component, the network UI, yo, we're good. Go away. You're done. Connect the, nope, that's not how that works. On player join dot connect hide UI. That should be it in terms of if I do this, that did nothing. If I do this, we're connected. That didn't make this go away though. Did we not emit the signal? All right, this is not good. Are we calling this function? Print sending response code param. A. We never sent the code. Okay, first of all, I don't need this. Are we asserting a player name? Oops. I am not seeing a player name being asserted. So let's go to our network handler. What the hey? You have one job. Why is this not being asserted? What is his parent position? I don't need that right now. Nothing. Okay, let's go to the network handler. Print, we're about to RPC. The name param is name param. Okay. This works. Okay, what am I doing wrong here? Oh, I have this backwards. No, I don't. This isn't even the network. There we go. Okay. No, this looks right. RPC ID, peer, one args array. It should just work. I'm confused. If I go look at how other RPCs are being called, use item. It looks the same to me. Assert player name. There wasn't like a typo I made. Why isn't this working? Ah. Godot RPC not sending. Incorrect authority or network connectivity problems. Well, it's not network connectivity problems. Mismatched node paths. I've stared at this. This should be set correctly. Any peer. There is no authority. Call remote. Oh, wait a minute. Could that be because we don't have a peer yet? No, we have a peer. No, we have a peer. That's what this is. Print peer. It's like we're not in a situation where we're trying to RPC ourselves, right? Player connected 1818. Okay, wait a minute. That should. When is player connected happening? On player connected. Maybe instead of this being in the start client function, which I don't understand, what if we put it in the on player connected function? Oh, because this is the server. I'm confused because as soon as this is called, we should be connected, right? Oh no. Oh, I don't want to leave this in a broken state, but I don't particularly want to like bang my head against this. We're about to RPC the name, param is 5, and then player is connected. Well, calling RPC during multiplayer peer signals. If you call an RPC immediately after a peer connects, the peer might not be fully admitted to the multiplayer API yet, leading to an invalid peer ID error. Using the multiplayer API.peer connected signal instead. If we just await that, are we good? It looks like that worked because now we're hitting an error. Oh, wait a minute. No. That's what that should actually be. Emit signal response code. Code param. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're about to RPC the name param ASDF, sending response code 0. We're good. The server saw that and said we're good. All right, we're asserting a player name. Where are we asserting that? Okay, so we sent the response code here. So we go back to the network handler. Did we receive that response code? I mean, we don't need this anymore. We confirm that that is happening. Let us print X. The response code received is X. Astiv. We never get there. The response code is sent, but we never receive it. Oof. Big oof. Back to the RPC handler. This signal is getting emitted. Response code doesn't exist. Okay, that's definitely a problem. All right. Hold on. Could that be the problem? Yeah. No, the UI just disappeared. Okay, and if we spawn a second dude and we try to name them ASDF, we got the response code 1. I didn't finish writing that logic, so this is great. All we have to do now is else elif x equals 1. What was the other signal emit that we were banking on? On connect error. Okay, so we need the func show error. Is that how that works? Pass. Okay, whatever. We'll go back to the network handler signal. What did I just invent? On connect error. Okay. Okay, that's the one. Okay, I probably spawned like 5 players. We need to set it up so that the players only spawn in this little block of code. That is handled in this multiplayer spawner function. We're not going to do this anymore. But in the network handler, we are going to call input handler.main dot multiplayer spawner dot. Can I just do this? Nope. Get node multiplayer spawner dot spawn player. And that player has an ID. How is this ID happening? If this is happening from here, I guess peer connected returns something. Var peer con peer param ID param equals. So something like that. So we have the server. The first one's free. No player. All right. That should have worked. Oh. Only the server can spawn a player. Right. So we shouldn't make this on peer connected. We should make this on like on player join. Signal on player connect. Oh, that I already have that signal. Okay, so let's go to the network UI. Nope, let's go to the multiplayer spawner. This function can stay, but instead of this, we should go network handler dot on player join dot connect spawn player, and then we go to our here on player join X and ID param. And then we don't actually need this. Okay, that didn't work. On player join, the problem is that this is not happening on the server. So we just need to RPC call. We just need an RPC call. That's it. What this was wrong. We need an RPC call because we need to promote ourselves to the server. Whatever, this can stay an ID param, but RPC handler dot spawn player dot RPC ID 1 ID param. Actually, we don't. We can just say if you assert a name up here, if you assert a name and it's successful, just spawn a player. Like, what are you doing? RPC handler. Input. Let me just get it from the network handler. Let me just get this. Do we have the sender ID, so we can just use that. Okay. Okay, we have the player. And we can play, but this didn't hide. And if we try and connect SDF again, it looks like it's respawning us. Hold on. I don't know why that light is flickering. I shouldn't worry about it. Let's just get the UI to disappear, and then I'm gonna stop. And the whole network thing needs to, it's gonna need several passes. We're gonna have to negotiate all sorts of, we have to make sure the server exists and that we're connecting to the right server. And then we have to make sure X and Y and Z. And then, I mean, we might have a password put on each thing. There's a whole lot of stuff that we're just gonna have to worry about. Not looking forward to that. Not looking forward to that. Let's just get the UI to disappear when we connect. And then call it a day. We should be calling hide UI when on player join is called. This might not be getting called because I edited that signal. So let's change it back. Okay, that was the problem. And then we can still like have two nerds in the same. All right, that's fine. That's fine. I just wanna have a few more things. First of all, let's get rid of all the print lines. RPC handler. I know you got him. We got so much to work on. So much homework. The only other thing I want to do is I want to go into player and I want to say you have a name now. Our player name is a string. And I would like the mobs should have a name too, but their names are not like Bat is just called Bat. The Bat does not have a name. It's not like Fred, but players do have a name. Players are not just called players. They will have a name. So I think we're gonna have like an actor name and then a player name, and the actor name is just gonna be like player for actor or for players, and then the player name is whatever. I'm gonna go insane if I keep talking, so I'm gonna stop talking. We're gonna go ahead and not add that right now. Just focus on getting the player their name. Just focus on that. Oh, it's right here. Oh. Well, never mind then. I don't. No, I should still assign the player name to the player. The player gets spawned. Maybe that player can go on spawn, go to the network handler, get the player name, pull that in. Let's try that. Player name equals network handler dot player name. Astif. Okay, and then I'm just going to confirm this by going into the remote and looking. First of all, network handler, don't have a player name. This might be the server. All right, there's Astif. That's correct. Connected players is an array of size 0. If we look here, it's an array of size 0. If we look here, it's an array of size 1, and it contains Astif. All right. Let's go here. Let's look at the player. What's your name? It's Astif. This is Astif. Excellent. I don't entirely know if it's worth keeping the name here in the network handler. I don't know that. It might be better to, in the network handler, instead of this, we just emit the signal and then we get the player that exists. No, it's fine like that. It's fine. This is fine. It's a little inefficient, whatever. It'll probably pay off. We might have a situation where like the player explodes and we want to still play the game. So we're not going to be a player. We're going to be a bat, but we still have a name. The name is independent of the player. I don't know. Let me see before I stop. What else? So we got this done. We got this done. Kind of done. This done. Basic chat was what I was going to do. That is simple enough. Item slots, very annoying. But basic chat, simple. So I should plan a big stream for this. I would like to be able to hold more than one item. In fact, I would like to be able to hold effectively an infinite number of items. We'll have a finite number of item slots, but I'm thinking that some items can hold items, and there's no limit. So effectively, we should be able to program something that lets us hold infinite items. That's going to be a pain to code, or it'll take 10 minutes. You never know with this kind of stuff. It's just completely impossible to plan. But I'm going to plan it on being a long stream. So we'll get the chat window. We'll be able to type messages real quick. I don't expect that to take long. That's probably a 15 minute thing. And then, or it's a 6-hour thing, you know, who can't predict anything. Then we'll add item slots. All right. Good stopping point. It's always a good stopping point when the game is still functional. When I can server that, I can still play the game. That's a good stopping point. Drink that. I'll be a lot happier when this is working the way I want it to work. When we can actually see the results showing up somewhere. That'll be great. Anyway, let's take a rest. All right, let's see who is out there. What are we gonna raid? Someone's doing art. Nope. Learning some Godot. UE5. Someone's learning Godot? Oh, let's see what they're up to. All right. Thank you, folks, for watching. We're getting a little bit of progress each day, and next time, I'm hoping we make a big jump in progress. I think the inventory slots is going to be the biggest jump. So if we get past that, I have a good feeling. Fingers crossed. Anyway, hope you all are having fun. Hope you all are making your games out there and having more success than I am. Hope you all are playing lots of games. See you all next time. Ooh.